Okay, hi. Hey, it's me, Nicole. What's up? Oh my god, what am I doing?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is my first vlog on TubeTube. My channel page might be sort of chaotic until I figure out what I want to do, but
I started archiving Nicole's channel page when I came across her in 2007, a year after she started uploading. I remembered her introduction video. Something about it didn't sit right with me.
Describing yourself into camera is so awkward.
She never really knew me beyond a screen name.
I'm into... oh my god, what do I like?
My username is webLurkNerd. She called me Lurk. But she lived in my state, and, well, after a couple of years of watching someone, you start to feel like you do sort of know
But I
them.
hope I can make some not so boring stuff.
And embarrassing as it is to admit, you feel like old friends. Like old friends, you miss them when they're gone.
There's actually something really big I want to talk about in another video. It's pretty much a big part of me. Peace.
But something was uncomfortable about her videos. At first I thought it was the jarring transitions and glitches. She said her camera and desktop setup gave her a lot of trouble, and it shows. But there was something more. Nicole was right. There was something being kept hidden. Something that was a big part of her. But by the time people started realizing it, the follow-up video was deleted. I never even saw it, but it feels like a crucial puzzle piece was destroyed. And how many others would vanish the same way? So I started archiving. Many of her videos contained these puzzle pieces, and every time someone pointed them out, that piece would be lost without warning. Before the channel page closed down, and Nicole disappeared completely. She only had a couple hundred subscribers. There wasn't exactly outcry over her deletion. I wonder sometimes if I'm the only one who still remembers her and her old videos. It frustrated me, because I knew I was missing so many pieces. Something is haunting this girl. The question is she okay? I only have bits and pieces of information, but what do you do with information you were never supposed to have? I've been an idiot. This entire time I've been getting so caught up in the weird things in the backgrounds of these videos, frame by frame. I've looked at the audio waveforms even. I spent so long caught up in the shadows and secrets. I realized I'd been looking at her videos, but I hadn't been watching them. Nicole started posting to TubeTube in 2006. 3 years of videos, that's 3 years of weird glitches and shadows in every single video. The shadow was there from the launch of her channel page, but I have reason to believe that it hasn't always been there, and my source for that is her old selfies video. In sharing old selfies, Nicole reacts to old pictures of herself from middle school, and there are 6 that she shares total, 4 from 2003 onward. But the 2 before 2003? No shadow. There's nothing screwed up or creepy in these pictures. It could be a coincidence, but every time, and I mean every time she made a video, it would be there, somewhere. And in the other 4 photos, look, shadow, 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 and even in this one right over here, a creepy shadow. So what does this mean? I have no idea. But I think something happened between the August 02 and December 03 photos. She was in middle school band or something in this picture. Funny part is the uniform colors are kind of familiar. I think I got lucky. Nicole may have gone to the same middle school as my sister Sam at the time. Now my sister wasn't in band, but she's definitely still in contact with her friend Jake, who was. Okay, I hit record, so we're just gonna start. So you were in band?
I was, yeah, I played trumpet.
And you knew Nicole?
I mean, I saw her sometimes, but it was years ago.
Oh.
She was the year below me, I think. We never really talked. The most I know about her was through Emily.
Who was Emily?
We dated for a couple months. She played different stuff in the percussion section.
Yeah, sure. How'd you say she knew Nicole?
She and Nicole were in the same friend group, but she stopped hanging out with them when they got into weird stuff.
What kind of weird stuff?
I don't know. There were just these rumors spreading around the time that they were doing sacrifices to the devil or something.
Oh, wow, that's,
Yeah, we were kind of assholes back then. I can't believe a rumor like that even caught any momentum. I'm gonna turn my cam off if you're not gonna turn yours on, dude.
So, I actually just got Sam's yearbook here. Have you looked up Nicole?
If you're looking for band pics, you're out of luck. If you wanted to be remembered in the yearbook, you had to know people in yearbook.
Huh. You know, with her interest in photography, I'm a bit surprised that she wasn't in your book.
Her class picture is there, though.
No shadow.
What does that mean?
When were these class pictures taken?
I don't know.
You've actually helped me a lot, thank you.
Okay, yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. I looked up the Emily Jake was talking about in the yearbook. I was able to contact her on Facebook, and she actually gave me the names of the girls from the old friend group she and Nicole were a part of. I looked up each of them in the yearbook, and I was only able to find 2 active profiles. I messaged them both. One of them was willing to do a speak-type call with me. So, we'll be right back.
It was nothing demonic. I mean, it was technically a sacrificial group ritual, and I know that sounds bad, but it wasn't like with demons or anything. It was just us talking and making wishes. We drew out the stuff we wanted. There was like some group meditation thing, and then a bonfire in Casey's backyard. Then we burned our drawings. It was actually a pretty standard slumber party.
Wait, what were you all wishing for?
Oh, it was middle school. I really couldn't tell you.
Okay, what did you wish for?
It's corny, but true love. At the time, it felt like something that would never happen to me.
Did you ever find it?
I really think so.
You think it worked out for the others like it worked out for you then?
Maybe. I can't speak for anyone, though.
Are you still in contact with any of the others still?
I have Casey added on Faceblog. She asked us to stay in contact in case we need reversals, but we never talk. And I have Nicole's number, but we don't hang out much.
Wait, you have Nicole's number? When was the last time you spoke to her?
We grabbed lunch together a couple months ago, but that doesn't happen very often. Why?
Abigail, could I trouble you for that number?
Are you trying to get a date or something?
I just have so many questions for her. I get if it'd be uncomfortable. If it'd be better, maybe you could just call her? Please.
Look, I'll see if she'll be comfortable setting something up. I can't make any promises, though.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on a call back from Abigail, or hell, anyone at this point. Every lead I had only got me so far, and now I'm just waiting. In software engineering, when there's something that you're missing, there's a technique known as the rubber duck method. That is, repeating your process aloud for a third party so you might be able to catch your own mistake. Maybe I can figure it out. Maybe I can catch my mistake. Nicole was in middle school, and something happened between August 02 and December 03. Some sort of sacrificial ritual planned by a group of 5 middle school girls, maybe? I have no idea what any of the others wished for. Maybe the others wished for darker things like power or revenge or I don't know. What do preteens wish for? What's the biggest event happening in a preteen's life other than exams or social isolation? In 2006, Nicole would have entered high school, and that's when she started the channel page, which lasted all the way until 2009. Eventually, the account was terminated. What if the group saw Nicole bringing attention to this haunting thing, and they reported her videos? Either way, she hasn't remained in contact with anyone from the original group except for Abigail. Maybe the group excommunicated her or something. Maybe this thing follows and haunts her because of that ritual and she wanted out. Maybe they had a middle school fight over something trivial like middle schoolers do and no one even remembers it. Or maybe they all just went to different high schools. I have no way to know. In 2009, I archived as much as I could. I took a break in 2012, and I started again in 2018. And I contacted Jake, a friend of my sister Sam who went to the same school as Nicole, and from there I was able to get into contact with Abigail. And that leaves us here, waiting. All this information about someone, and there's no way to get any more. There was no point in rubber ducking if I can't find the part I overlooked or the mistake. The reversal thing that Abigail mentioned, maybe there's something big to that. Has anyone in the group needed them? If this ritual had anything to do with the shadow figure always in the backgrounds, why? What could Nicole have wished for? Why would it result in a haunting? It doesn't line up, and I've seen so many of her old videos. I've pulled them apart bit by bit. I know so much about her, and this makes no sense. She's into photography, she's funny, she plays the keyboard, and she's never owned a pet. She loves jazz, even though she's super embarrassed about it. Her favorite color is navy, and her favorite snack is s'mores, but she hates uncooked marshmallows, of which she can fit 19 in her mouth. She was in school band. She would vent about her problems with test scores and teachers. She had trouble with calculus and trouble keeping friends. I swear, it feels like I've known her personally for the last decade. Where would she have gone? I just want to know. Where'd I make a mistake? It's been a couple months since I last spoke to Abigail. I'm gonna just be honest, I had a feeling things wouldn't work out. Asking for her friend's number out of the blue was a bad idea, but I know if I'd explained myself, it wouldn't have come across much better. I'm a total stranger to this girl. I'm definitely not owed any answers. If anything, I'm worried. Looking back, I haven't exactly been making good choices. Here I've been sharing these videos that she probably wanted gone for good. But, someone else actually reached out to me recently, however. Of the 2 profiles that I found in the Faceblog search, Casey finally saw my message and even found my channel page revolving around this whole mystery. And I'm realizing there's a chance then Nicole could find it too. To put it bluntly, I feel like a real creep. I've been exposing more and more personal information about someone while I've been sitting here with a voice changer since the beginning. I thought about deleting the previous videos I posted, but I worried after the attention they received there'd be a chance it could blow up even further out of control. Casey told me something about a reversal to the ritual that they did when they were kids. We spoke on the phone briefly. I wish I got it recorded, but she wasn't comfortable with their voice being featured on my channel page, and I can't say I really blame her for that. She mentioned that she and some of the other girls have been trying to contact Nicole for years about this, trying to get her to do some sort of unbinding, or whatever the shadow thing is. I don't know if it's a demon or something. None of them are actually certain. Either way, the only one of the group who ever had any luck in keeping contact with Nicole was Abigail, and I may have just ruined that. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would allow yourself to be haunted by something when you have the chance to make it stop. I can't imagine living a life always being followed, to have a chance to fix everything and not take it. I don't know. She's okay. That's all I can offer is information. I feel pretty scummy just keeping it up, so I guess this is it. This is the... Wait. What?
Feels weird to say, but, hi, this is Nicole. Well, obviously. So, hi, Lurk. TubeTube was a certain phase in my life. An important one. I guess I never gave a proper goodbye. I don't know how many people out there even remember me, but from all of Blurk's, investigating, I guess, it seems like more people know about me now than ever before. Crazy. Kinda hard to process even. Definitely weird to see pictures of you all over someone's desktop. I don't hold it against Lurk. They weren't the first to be curious. I'm gonna ramble a bit and send the footage back over to Lurk to edit and upload, so, I wanna be careful with names. She was my friend, and she loved tennis like it was her entire life. Said it was something she did as a kid with her mother before she passed away. I think she played it to feel close to her again. She wasn't very good, but it meant a lot to her. Funny enough, she got a full scholarship after high school on her skill alone, and she's pretty worldly because of it, travels all over the place to compete. As for, she was so kind, but very reserved. I remember she cared a lot about getting over her shyness. Ended up speaking at our graduation, and even won the talent show at the end of the year playing violin in front of the entire school. I still remember it. The group didn't really talk anymore, but we were so proud of her. Last I checked, she was on tour. And Abby, who was the one to give me Blurk's speak type handle, she's married now. We catch up every once in a while. Her wife rehabilitates and cares for injured pigeons. It's super sweet, actually. As for me, this is a little bit of a tangent, but bear with me. Around middle school was when my parents finally got a divorce. For the better. I thought I could tell anyways, but I don't know. I was just starting to become a teenager. It felt like everything was falling apart. Dad started a new family pretty quick, and I stayed with my mother, but things were different. I felt like I couldn't rely on anyone. Anyway, that's around the time the night terrors started too. Probably out of stress or something. I started seeing a figure in my room at night. Tall, long arms. Well, I guess you know already. And I saw other really awful things. I missed out on a lot of sleep for a handful of years. While I sat in my friend's basement, the group started doing it really sounds bad when I call it the ritual, but it was so harmless. Sloppy too. But I remember we were really putting our hearts into it. I had trouble focusing at the time. I was exhausted. I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted to sleep, but I didn't know the right phrasing that could offer me a lifetime of happiness. My friends were drawing pictures. I was telling them about the stuff I saw at night, even drawing a rough concept of the figure in the corner. It took me a long time to really understand it, but I did get what I wished for. And I'm sorry, Lurk. But even if I spell out all the things I like and dislike on TubeTube, time passes, people change, and you never really knew the actual me. There's no way you could have. No one did, except, well, once we got to know each other, things clicked. I'm not used to talking about him to people. He's curious, imitative. He's fascinated by photography. That's actually why I decided to pick it up so long ago. I could sleep again too, and I felt protected everywhere I went. It's been, like you said, Lurk, over a decade. So much has happened. He protected me when I needed it, kept me company, made me smile when I thought I couldn't. You know, what friends do. Lurk, at some point you called it a haunting, and some people have used the word cursed, and that doesn't seem... I'm not either of those things. I'm just never really alone. And that's what I wanted most. Everyone who finds out about him wants to get rid of him. But surely you understand that after a decade with someone, to give up your best friend? I've no interest in saying goodbye. But I figure maybe, if I cave in, maybe some people understand. Most don't. But maybe some will. Anyway. Thanks, TubeTube. Peace.